Hey guys, good morning, good to see you. Today we're going to read Charlie Cook's favorite book by Julia Donaldson. Julia Donaldson wrote The Gruffalo and Room on the Broom. We actually borrowed this from our friend Jake and Ella, and I hadn't seen this one, and I love Julia Donaldson books, and I think you guys will like it. You have to pay attention to the pictures because it all flows together. Like this one. There's a bunch of books here. It says Shiver Me Timbers, Fairy Tales, The Barrow Annual, Just Joking, Stories of Real Birds, A Country Childhood, Tales for Jails, My First Encyclopedia, and Out of This World, A Collection of Ghost Stories. You're going to see why that's important. And then the title page, of course. Once upon a time, there was a boy called Charlie Cook who curled up in a cozy chair and read his favorite book. Now look at this page because there's some clues in here. We'll come back to that at the end. About a leaky pirate ship that very nearly sank, and a pirate chief who got the blame and had to walk the plank. The chief swam to an island and went digging with his hook. At last he found a treasure chest, and in it was a book. About a girl called Goldilocks and three indignant bears who cried, "Who's had our porridge? Who's been sitting in our chairs?" They went into the bedroom and Baby Bear said, "Look, she's in my bed, and what is more, she's got my favorite book." About Sir Percy Plinkton, a bold and fearless knight, who told the dragon, "Wait, I'm not quite ready for the fight. You must hear this one first." And then his armor clanked and shook. Sir Percy and the dragon, as he read aloud a joke he found inside his favorite book. About Rowena Read-a-Lot, a very well-read frog, who jumped upon a lily pad and jumped upon a log, then jumped into a library that stood beside the brook, and went, "Read it, read it, read it," as she jumped upon a book. About an oak tree full of birds, each bird had built a nest, and they had a competition to decide which one was best. They chose an owl to judge it, and the winner was a rook whose nest was lined with pages from his very favorite book. About a girl who saw a flying saucer in the sky. Some small green men were in it, and they waved as they flew by. She tugged her mother's sleeve and said, "Look, Mum, what I've just seen." But Mum said, "Hush, I'm trying to read my favorite magazine." About a wicked jewel thief who stole the king's best crown, but then got stuck behind a sheep, which slowed his car right down. The king got on the phone, and soon the cops had caught the crook and flung him into prison where he read his favorite book. About a greedy crocodile who got fed up with fish and went on land to try to find some other kind of dish. He went into a bookshop, and he there grew even greedier while reading on page 90 of a large encyclopedia. About the biggest birthday cake the world had ever seen, a team of royal cake makers had made it for the queen. The cake was so delicious that a famous spaceman took a slice of it to Jupiter. He also took a book. About a ghost who glided around a castle every night, carrying her head and giving everyone a fright. She kept it up till morning, then she found a shady nook and put her head back on again and read her favorite book. About a cozy armchair and a boy called Charlie Cook. So if you notice, it went all the way around back to Charlie. It went from the pirate to the fairy tales to the bears, all the way down to it went back to Charlie. And here's Charlie sitting in that chair, and see how all the characters are there? And on the first page, they gave us a little hint. If you look closely, there's little hints about all the books. There's an astronaut down here at the bottom. Out here, there's a frog, and there's a bear in his lap. There's the ghost and the crocodile, and over here's the bird, and there's a dragon there, and there's a king for the king, and there's a knight on the ground, So they give us some little hints. So this is Charlie Cook's favorite book.